Hello everybody, this is Noxap, and today I'm playing Terraria Masters Mode, but I Suck, Episode 3. And starting off, we're going to beat Skeletron, and then by the end of the video, I want to have beaten Cold Flash. Okay, so here we are in my main base, and as you can see, I have the space gun which we crafted in the last episode. And using this, I want to kill Skeletron. And we're going to do that in this video, but before we move on to do Skeletron, I want to show you some things that I did in between episodes. So, between the episodes, I built a bunch of different houses in each of the different biomes. I think I built a total of like 5 houses, and so I'm very excited, and I'll show you right now. Okay, so here we are in the first house, and this one is kind of like a fishing village. It has 3 spots, and I used Red Dynasty for the roof, which I quite liked, and it's the first time I was using it. And then just some decorations to the inside. And as you can see, I also have this pylon system on the map, and those are like these things. For example, this is like the snow pylon, and I can teleport to them. And you can see this is my snow/boreal house. And I did something pretty new with the roof, using completely snow. And I also just decorated with like beds or whatever. Oh yeah, here this is like my normal base. I haven't really worked on much of it. I added this section down below with the trophy room, so somewhere where you can put out trophies, and I got rid of it better. So this one is my desert house. This one's kind of like a bunch of cubes stacked together. There's no real like curved edges like my other ones. And it also has a basement, which is kind of original. And so I took heavy inspiration from some pictures on Google Images, but I quite like that one. And then here is my jungle one. This one's pretty symmetrical. I quite like how it's laid out. I think this is probably one of my favorite ones. It has big windows and fireplaces, and yeah. That's it. I don't have another one on the other side. So that is my 5 total bases that I've made over the episodes. Okay, so here we are in the Skeletron boss fight, and this is a voiceover. So I'm recording this over the boss fight. I didn't record this during the boss fight, and that's because this boss fight was hard. This took me a total of 11 tries. That was 8 deaths and 2 despawns. And this boss was really hard. I was using the space gun and the space armor, and it was it took me like 2 hours to beat. And so the strategy is to get rid of both of the hands and avoid his skull, which as you can see every now and again just spins, and that can do massive damage and kill me instantly from max health almost. So yeah, as you can see right here, I got trapped, and luckily I use my magic mirror to go back to the nurse, but I don't have enough time to heal, so I have to shoot up again, and as you can see I'm down to 2.5 hearts, 2 hearts, and I just get that heal in as he's coming again, and I get bounced around a bit. And you can see how in this boss battle, how knockback is such a dangerous thing. Because when I got stuck in his rotating head, that's really bad. The reason why this battle took me 11 tries is because it's in Masters mode. And Masters mode Skeletron is notoriously hard to beat. Masters mode is kind of like normal mode, but it's doubly longer, and you can't make a single mistake. So, that in a Skeletron boss fight where it's really easy to make mistakes, that's kind of hard to do. And as you can see, I'm just about taking out the 2 arms. And the reason why you need to take the 2 arms out is because that drastically reduces the defense of Skeletron. And as you can see, he now has a new attack, which shoots out skulls, which are somewhat easy to dodge, although they can do massive damage, like right there. 40 damage is quite a bit of damage, especially if you get hit more than once. And so you can easily dodge. So those probably do more damage over time and are harder to dodge. But the spinning skull is much more likely to kill me, although it is easier to avoid. It's basically either you get dealt no damage or a lot of damage. And so, as long as I don't mess up, I don't really have to worry about that attack. It's more dodging the skulls, and it's basically a DPS race. Can he kill me, or can I kill him fast? And so I've gotten about this far in the boss fight. It might be like 4 out of the 11 times, maybe 3 out of the 11 times. The closest I ever got to not beating it was about like 500 health left, and that was really sad because that was like my 3rd time doing it. But eventually I'm getting it low, and I'm kind of very nervous now because I don't want to mess up, because if I mess up now, then it might take me another 11 tries to get even this close again. So there we go, it's almost dead, about 800 health. I'm at 6 hearts now, and as you can see, I kill it. Skeletron has been defeated. And as you can see, I get the relic. I'll just put this down right there so you can see it. And I also, treasure bag, I get the Book of Skulls, which is a magic weapon, and it's really cool. It's kind of rare, and it's pretty cool. We also get the Bone Glove, which is pretty much useless, and Chippy's Couch, which is the new Journey's End items. Anyways, I'm pretty happy, and defeating Skeletron was a great win. So, to prepare for the Wall of Flesh, we need to do a few things. For example, unlocking dungeon chests. Now you can see I just got that Cobalt Shield, so that's pretty good. From the dungeon, I got this Water Bolt, and it's a very powerful magic weapon. As you can see, we're using it. It kind of bounces back and forth, and this will be perfect for the Wall of Flesh battle. Okay, so next up for my preparations is crafting jungle armor. For jungle armor, I need stingers, and I need jungle spores. So I'll be getting those right here in the jungle. So now that I have all my jungle spores and my stingers, I can craft up the full set of the jungle armor. Right here. And this is a magic set, which is slightly better than my meteor armor. So I'll definitely be replacing it. Although I'll now probably retire the space gun, as it's not as powerful as some other weapons. For example, this Flame Lash, which is a new weapon that I got raiding these chests. And you can see these chests. Also, I got a new weapon called the Flower of Fire, and as you can see, it's pretty good. It bounces around. It does quite a bit of damage, although it's quite hard to hit. The Flame Lash is probably better, and I'm probably going to be using it more. Look at that. I just got a Demon Scythe, which is a somewhat rare weapon from the underworld. Now it's time to get Hellstone, and I'll do that using an obsidian skin potion, and I'll start mining for this Hellstone. I like using obsidian skin potions because they're super powerful, and I won't at all get hurt. That way I have no worries about getting burned in the lava. It makes Hellstone mining really easy. Okay, now I'll craft all this Hellstone up into bars, and then I'll make my pickaxe, which is all I need. I don't need the armor or the imp staff or really anything else. Actually, I might get the hammer axe, because, you know what, it's pretty good. It's with a hammer and an axe, and it's useful. Okay, I did a little bit of fishing, and as you can see, I got a bunch of crates. So I'll mine these up and open them up. One thing before we go into hard mode is that I don't want the corruption spreading more than it has to. So I dug this long elevator all the way down to the bottom of the world. And that's to stop the spread of the corruption when hard mode hits. Okay, so here we are in the underworld, and I am ready to fight the Wall of Flesh. I have done a bunch of steps of preparation, and I am completely ready for hard mode. Once again, this is another voiceover because I didn't record audio for the fight, and also because I want to speed up the fight, and it wouldn't make sense to speed up my voice. So I'm just gonna voice it over. And yes, spoiler alert, I do win this one. This was my third try, and what I'm really using is I'm using that godly Water Bolt. So I got the best kind of modifier on it, which was quite lucky, and I got that from the dungeon I was looking for. And I'm also using my Demon Scythe, which I didn't have much time to explain, but it basically just shoots out the scythes that demons use, and it's quite powerful and very good against the Wall of Flesh. So as you can see, the Wall of Flesh is coming towards me, and I just have to avoid it. And I don't want to go close to it, because if I go close to it, it will take massive damage. And so it's constantly moving, and I have to constantly be moving with it. It also shoots out these lasers, which are kind of easy to dodge. They're a lot easier to dodge than they look. You can basically just jump, and then they go around you, which is quite useful. Although they can do heavy damage if they hit, so you do have to be careful. And they get faster the more that damage that the Wall of Flesh gets. So, Dealing a lot of damage in the Wall of Flesh is honestly quite easy. It's just the farther you get into the fight, the harder it is. So as you can see, the Wall of Flesh is getting quite low. This boss battle was not too hard, as I was super prepared for it. I had the best armor, and I had the best weapons. As you can see, this part of the video might look a bit familiar, as this was in the intro. As right here, I fly both platform, which I thought was smooth, but in some tiny events, I get pulled ahead, and I finally be able to do the last sliver of DPS and kill the Wall of Flesh. Okay, so as you guys just saw, I just killed the Wall of Flesh, and I got the Breaker Blade, which I think is the biggest sword in the whole entire game. It's melee damage, so I'm not actually going to be able to use it. And I got a Summoner Ember, which is minion damage, which is also not what I want. So I didn't really get very good drops from the Wall of Flesh. But you know what, that doesn't really matter, because what does matter is that we killed the Wall of Flesh. So I found the Corruption and the Hollow, and it kind of went really badly. For example, this is the Hollow, and the only Hollow we have is overlapping with the snow biome. So we basically don't have a proper snow biome anymore. It's now just a hollow snow, which I don't quite like. And then also, the Corruption is basically everywhere. Like, I think all of this is Corruption. Like, this was all usable stuff. Now it's all Corruption. I think it goes like, yeah. And then, we also have all of this, and so, this pylon actually doesn't work anymore, because all the stuff around it is now being corrupted. Not enough villagers against the pylon to access it. So if I very quickly just fly over, you'll notice that the houses aren't actually usable because they're corrupted. And considering how fast the corruption spreads, I'm really worried about how we're gonna get out of this, because like, if that house is covered in the corruption, I don't think we're ever gonna be able to, like, make it out. As you can see, like, these houses don't belong to anybody, because if I look, it says this housing is corrupted because it's in a corruption biome. It's in a corruption biome right now, which is really, really bad. So this house is basically just unusable. So I'm gonna have to figure out some sort of way to fix that. But that's all going to be in the next episode, because I've run out of time for this episode, and so we'll have to do this in the next. Over the episodes, I'm going to do a lot of fishing, and I mean a lot of fishing. So look out for that in the next episode. Alright, this has been Noxef, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!